Gorilla Tag. Why do we keep coming back to it? Gorilla Tag is a game that nobody in the VR scene can seem to escape. For years now, it has been a face of virtual reality as a whole. If you've heard anything about VR anytime past December 2021, you would have to know Gorilla Tag. One part about Gorilla Tag content creation is it's very hard to leave the game if you lose your interest or just want to try something else. I've never really seen this topic discussed until now, but I want to mention some related topics. Number 1. The very common thought that older Gorilla Tag is better than the versions that we have today. This topic is relevant to today's topic because it is a certain feature of the game that brings us back to make more and more content. Number 2. The primary example of this effect that we are discussing today is J-Man Curly. Now I know J-Man is very often hated for being corny by anyone on TikTok or Instagram Reels, but I still feel like this should be discussed. Take a look at his videos from 2 years ago, when Gorilla Tag wasn't being clowned on for being a cash grab or a little kid's game. His content was getting at least 1 million views incredibly consistently. But take a look at J-Man's videos now. Disclaimer, before I discuss J-Man's content nowadays, I know the ups and downs are a large part of YouTube. I'm a YouTuber myself and have been for the past 3 to 4 years, but I still want to mention this is somewhat relevant to today's topic. Over the past year and a half, J-Man Curly has not been getting as many views on his content, and I believe the reason behind this is because he, seemingly, has been trying to stray away from Gorilla Tag content. This causes content to decrease in view count by an estimated 40%. Anyways, that's enough rambling about side topic. Let's get on to the main point. What about Gorilla Tag keeps us coming back? If you are at least old enough to understand y equals mx plus b, entirely unrelated by the way, then you would know that kids, aka the main demographic for Gorilla Tag, will come back to Gorilla Tag no matter the controversy or update out of the time. The game could have less than 100 players, and 90 of those people will still be kids who think the game is the biggest VR game. Besides that point, I do not think this is the main reason why everyone wants to come back to the game. The reason I think that there is such a good retention and replayability with the game is some secret that nobody has covered yet. I want to give a big thanks to Design Doc on YouTube because he's where I got most of this information from. Gorilla Tag brings 3 things to the VR space, that being novelty, creativity, and evolution. Yes, I ripped that from the Design Doc video. The novelty part about Gorilla Tag is that every time you join a public lobby, you are joined by 9 other random people from literally anywhere in the world, any language, any personal situation, anything. This is huge for Gorilla Tag in really any multiplayer game, but my confusion on this topic is, why do other multiplayer VR games not do as well? That is simply because of the creativity. Well, that's a W segue, what the As Gorilla Tag players become more and more impatient with updates, or during a period of time with no updates at all, players have been able to come up with tens of game modes other than the 2 that are already in the game. Along with creating game modes, another thing that was created that really shaped the game today was ghosts. However, I do not like talking about ghosts anymore. Go watch some of my other videos on the top. Not only is the Gorilla Tag fanbase incredibly creative in every field, except for not copying the next YouTuber since Gorilla Tag content nowadays is absolute shit. Okay, sorry, not only is the game creative, but the game concept from the day it was conceptualized has been something insane and revolutionary to the gaming scene as a whole, not just VR. The movement not only makes you insanely sweaty, instead of just aiming and using a joystick that has drift 90% of the time, create an entirely new competitive scene with money involved as well, as multiple entirely different leagues like GTC and CGT. And finally, for the long section about creativity and just rambling, the overall look of the game, from the pixel textures to the design of the many cosmetics, Gorilla Tag is a game that embraces the style of not being perfect, just like games like Fears to Fathom, Night of Consumers, and any chill as art games. This brought a visual style to the VR scene that has never been seen before. On to the final topic about this game that brings the replayability to a max. Evolution. Throughout the game's history, players have been more and more envious to break the game, whether it's escaping the map or find a way around the moderation system to use mods. Players are always finding new ways to play the game, even when Gorilla Tag patches it. Overall, the community trying to break the game, creating game modes or content, or the devs themselves innovating on the game, Gorilla Tag has and will be for the next few years be the biggest VR game and will continue to bring people back every single day.
Okay. Hey now, say now, I'm all about them bands and shit I'm on, but you would not have